Hello students, in this session we shall learn about inner product of vector, the norm of a vector, orthogonal and orthonormal set of vectors. First let us understand the definition of inner product of vectors. If vector x equal to x1, x2, x3, xn and vector y is equal to y1, y2, y3, yn. Define over Rn, where Rn is n-dimensional vector space. Then the inner product or dot product of xy is denoted by x dot y, or we write like this xy or x transpose y. And it is defined by x transpose y or x dot y equal to x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus x3 y3 up to plus xn yn. And if x and y are column vectors, that is, if x is equal to column vector x1, x2, xn and y is equal to column vector y1, y2 up to yn, then we write the inner product as xy is equal to x1 y1 plus x2 y2 up to xn yn. This is the definition of inner product. Now, any vector space with an inner product is called inner product space. Now let us understand the definition of norm of a vector. Norm of a vector is also called the length of a vector. Norm of a vector is denoted by the symbol, that is norm x. If I take a vector in two dimensions, that is, if I take x is equal to x1, x2, then norm x will be root of x1 square plus x2 square. For n-dimensional vector space, if I take x equal to x1, x2 up to xn, then norm x is root of x1 square plus x2 square up to xn square. Now let us understand the definition of orthogonal vectors. Two vectors x is equal to x1, x2 up to xn and y is equal to y1, y2 up to yn are said to be orthogonal if x dot y is 0 or inner product is 0. Inner product is also denoted by x transpose y, that is 0, or we write it as x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus x3 y3 up to plus xn yn equal to 0. To understand the definition of orthogonal vectors, let us see one example. Here we take vector u is equal to 1, 2, 2 and v is equal to 2, minus 2, 1 and w is equal to 2, 1, minus 2. So here if I find the inner product of u and v, that is u transpose v. U transpose v is 1 into 2 plus 2 into minus 2 plus 2 into 1. That will be equal to 0. Now we will find inner product of vector u with w. U and w. That is 1 into 2 plus 2 into 1 plus 2 into minus 2. That is also 0. Similarly, inner product of v with the vector w, that is also 0. So we are getting inner product 0. That means u, v, w are orthogonal, or we can say that u, v, w are pairwise orthogonal vectors, because if you take any two vectors, dot product or inner product is 0. Now here we can find the norm of vectors. If I take vector u, norm u, by the definition, norm u will be root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square. That is equal to root 9 or equal to 3. Similarly, norm of vector v is square root of 2 square plus 2 square plus 1, that is also 3. And norm of vector W is root of 4 plus 1 plus 4, that is 3. Now let us see the definition of orthonormal set of vectors. If vectors u1, u2, u3 up to un are pairwise orthogonal and the vectors have unit length, then we say that u1, u2 up to un form an orthonormal set. So this is important. For orthonormal set of vectors, we should remember these two conditions. The vectors u1, u2, un are orthogonal vectors or pairwise orthogonal and they have unit length. Or we write it as inner product ui uj equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, and ui dot ui equal to 1. That gives the norm of ui. Or we can write like this also. To understand this, let us take one example. I will take same vectors as in the previous example. That is, vector u is equal to 1 to 2, vector v is equal to 2 minus 2 1, and vector w is equal to 2 1 minus 2. So already we have proved that these three vectors are orthogonal set. Now we know the condition for orthonormal set of vectors. The conditions are the three vectors are pairwise orthogonal and they have unit length. In the given three vectors, we are getting length norm u, norm v, norm w as 3. So these vectors are not having unit length. Now I will take the vectors as u1 equal to u divided by norm u. That is vector u divided by norm u. That will be 1, 2, 2. Divide by norm u is root 9, that is 3, or u1 equal to 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 3. Similarly, I will write v1 as v divided by norm v, or 2 minus 2, 1 divided by root 9, that is 2 by 3 minus 2 by 3, 1 by 3. Similarly, w1 is equal to w by norm w, that gives 2 by 3, 1 by 3 minus 2 by 3. So if I find norm of these vectors, norm u1 is here. So norm u1 is root of 1 by 3 whole square plus 2 by 3 whole square plus 2 by 3 whole square. That is 1 by 9 plus 4 by 9 plus 4 by 9. So root of 9 by 9, that gives 1. Similarly, norm of v1, that is root of 4 by 9 plus 4 by 9 plus 1 by 9, that is also 1. And norm of w1, that is root of 2 by 3 whole square plus 1 by 3 whole square plus minus 2 by 3 whole square, that gives root of 4 by 9 plus 1 by 9 plus 4 by 9 equal to 1. So since u, v, w are orthogonal vectors, we can say that u1, v1, w1 are also orthogonal vectors. And also here we got norm u1 equal to 1, norm v1 equal to 1 and norm w1 equal to 1. So we can say that u1, v1, w1 are orthonormal because u1, v1, w1 are orthogonal as well as these vectors have unit length. So u1, v1, w1 form a set of orthonormal vectors. Now let us find orthonormal basis and orthogonal basis for the same set of vectors. Here I will take the linear combination as x into u plus y into v plus z into w equal to 0, where x, y, z are scalars. that is x into vector, same vector I am taking, u is equal to 1 to 2 plus y into vector v is 2 minus 2 1 plus z into vector w is 2 1 minus 2 equal to 0. Now if I write the system of equations, that is x plus 2y plus 2z is 0, 2x minus 2y plus z equal to 0 and 2x plus y minus 2z equal to 0. It is of the form ax equal to 0. So here we can find whether the system of equations are linearly dependent or not. To find whether it is linearly dependent or independent, I will take coefficient matrix, that is A is equal to coefficient of x is 1, 1. Here coefficient is 2. Next coefficient 2. So the first row is 1, 2, 2. And second row 2 minus 2, 1. Third row 2, 1 minus 2. Here we write row operation as R2 is equal to R2 minus 2 R1 and R3 is equal to R3 minus 2 times R1 to reduce this matrix to echelon form. So using row operation, we will get A is equal to 1, 2, 2, 0 minus 6 minus 3 and 0 minus 3 minus 6. Again, to get the echelon form, we write the row operation as R3 is equal to minus 2 times R3 plus R2. That gives A is equal to 1, 2, 2, 0 minus 6 minus 3 and 0, 0, 9. So here the matrix is reduced to echelon form, and to write the rank of the matrix is number of non-zero rows in the echelon form. So here there are 3 non-zero rows. So we write the rank equal to 3. But rank is also equal to n, where n is number of unknowns, but here number of unknowns means we are taking 3 scalars x, y and z. So n is equal to 3. So we are getting rank equal to 3 and n is equal to 3. So r is equal to n. So if r is equal to n, the system has a trivial solution. The system has trivial solution. That means all scalars x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 and z is equal to 0. Then we can say that u, v, w are linearly independent. U, v, w are linearly independent and they form a basis of R3 because using the result, any linearly independent set of n vectors form a basis of Rn. So here u, v, w are 3 vectors. These vectors are linearly independent. Therefore, they form a basis of R3. And since these vectors are orthogonal, we can say that this basis is orthogonal basis of R3. Similarly, we have proved that u1, v1, w1 are orthonormal set of vectors and they are also linearly independent. So we can say that these forms an orthonormal basis of R3. Okay, now let us see the definition of orthogonal subspaces. Two subspaces are called orthogonal if every vector in one subspace is orthogonal to every vector in the other subspace. So we say that two subspaces are orthogonal if every vector in one subspace is orthogonal to every vector in the other subspace.